CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products such as our can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
And now, it's time to stand for truth.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Good to see you. Hey, Robin, good morning. Marianne, hello. How are you? Hey, how are you? Marilyn, haven't seen you in a while. Janice, hello. Hello, Miss Anilla. Amelia, sorry. Mrs. Amelia, sorry. Fred, good to see you. How is everybody? Gosh, it's so nice when you come on, I can actually see them, and then it gets lighter. Hey, Betsy, Ellen, Carolyn, good morning, everybody. Glad you could make it. Hey, Jules, Greg, good to see you. How is everybody? I know we've missed you. Marilyn, when you're not here. Hey, Mike. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Sally. Nikolai. You're awake. Hey, Carmen, good to see you. I know. Some of us are awake. It's 8 o'clock. Hey, Rhonda, good morning. Good to see everyone. Morning. Love the horse. Well, I'm here now. Deal with you. All right, Marilyn, we'll do just that. Okay, so while I'm going to be reading Colossians 3, I'm going to be continuing where I was yesterday. Hey, Christy, good to see you. Character of the new man. Therefore, as the elect of God, holy and beloved, put on tender mercies, kindness, humility, meekness, long-suffering, bearing with one another, and forgiving one another if anyone has a complaint against another. Even as Christ forgave you, so you also must do. But above all these things, put on love, which is the bond of perfection. And let the peace of God rule in your hearts, to which also you were called in one body, and be thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord. And whatever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. Losing my voice. Amen. Hey, Hugh, good morning. Spencer, good to see you. I'd like to, before we get started, we have a prayer request. Catherine, who's on Facebook Live, joins us over there. She has a friend of hers, Michelle, who is not doing well and needs healing prayers. So if you would please pray for Michelle, that she would be healed of all of the medical issues that she's facing right now. And also, if you would pray for Catherine, that she is able to help Michelle in the ways that she should without becoming impatient, and just give her that peace that she needs in order to do what she needs to do. So we pray for her. We pray for Michelle's complete healing. We also pray for Catherine. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen. Amen. Thank you guys all for praying. Good morning, Ron. Good morning. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Hey, Kenneth. Good to see you. Thank you, Marlene. How are you? Robin says she's been up since 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, just waiting for your show. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Prayers for Michelle. Absolutely. Gary, good to see you as well. All right. So let's get started. Before also getting started, don't forget today is God's Views on Political News. That's on Facebook at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern. If you would like to be at the show, just follow the links that I have on my website. Just go to SusanKnowles.com. You'll see the God's Views on Political News show. Follow the links to my God's Views on Political News Facebook page. You can ask comments and make comments and ask questions during the show. Let's throw a prayer in for my mom, please. For Carmen's mom, let's pray for her as well. We'll pray for completeness of healing and for her hurting. Thank you, Marlene, for wanting to be reminded of the show. Bill has been out for 2 weeks. He's back now, so we're back in it. We're back on it today. Probably going to talk a lot about Las Vegas today because we didn't get to talk about that with the people that typically come into the group. It's a great group of people, which they usually watch the replay though, and we've had upwards of 3,000 people watch that show and love that show. So I would appreciate your support and retweeting it as much as possible. Robin said, I'll be watching you. And Bill, it's a great show. Everyone watches if you can. Thank you, Robin. All right, so let's get on to some things that are going on. Representative Tom Marino withdrew his name as Trump's drug czar after claims that he helped move legislation to protect big drug companies. No, Carmen, that's on Facebook, God's Views on Political News. That's on that page. So I guess it's really hard to be a drug czar and trying to lower the cost of drugs. I think you probably saw President Trump yesterday in the Rose Garden. Hey, Max, good to see you. Said that he wanted to lower prescription drugs for everybody. And we're also fighting a war on opioids. So hard to say. And so, hey, John, good to see you. So we got to get somebody else. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. But again, it's hard to be a drug czar when you're helping the drug companies. I'm glad he bowed out too. Yes, SusanKnowles.com, and you'll just scroll down, you'll see God's Views on Political News right there. Just follow the links in there to the show. I look like a reporter. Well, that's good, because I'm reporting the news at this moment. So I'm looking the part today at least. And I'm just teasing with you. Hopefully you know that. So they outlaw selling raw juice, but they promote opioids. Yeah, go figure. Go figure. Does anybody else drink Synergies? Thank you, Marilyn. Does anybody else drink Synergies? A lot of raw stuff in there. Sherry probably knows about more of the raw stuff in there than I do. But the Synergies are so good for you. Good morning, Monique. How are you? Okay, so did everybody see President Trump's Rose Garden speech yesterday? Never heard of Synergies? Love Synergies. So good. Kombucha is what it is there, Carmen. Hey, Kim, didn't see you come in. Yes, kombucha. KU saw it, Don said. Nope, not smoothies, kombucha. You buy it in the grocery store. They're about, in California at least, about $3.99 a piece. My wife's doctor advised her to get an ultrasound on her breast due to an issue. Prayers would be, oh my gosh, is that F. Neal? Fermentation in tea. Yes, so let's pray for, I believe it was Neal's wife. Please pray that nothing is there on a mammogram and everything is fine. Hey, Catherine, good morning. We just said prayers for you and Michelle, so hopefully you can go back and hear those this morning. Everybody prayed for Michelle's recovery and for your patience in all of it and helping her. Hi, Julia. You've been making your own kombucha. Nice. Very nice. Good morning, Catherine. I'm great, and I make my own Synergies. There's another person who makes their own Synergies. Yeah, praying for that there's absolutely nothing wrong with Neal's mammogram of his wife. Hi, Susan and guys. Hope we are all okay today. Yes, Lee, we are. Cheaper, but too much work. Julia says, yeah. I would think that I would probably get it wrong, too, so I buy them. Although I would like it if they were a little bit cheaper. They're too expensive. Catherine says, thank you, everyone, for your support and for prayers for her and Michelle. And, yeah, again, thank you for all the prayers, also for Carmen's mom and for Neal's wife. Now, here's what I found interesting about the Rose Garden speech. I loved it. I loved everything that was being said. But do you think that President Trump is a little bit going down the wrong path again as he, with Mitch McConnell, as he was with Luther Strange? Does anybody feel that way? Yes, Robin. Neil's wife, they found something on a mammogram, and they're going back to do an ultrasound. Hey, Catherine. So you don't feel that he's going down the wrong path with Mitch McConnell? Can you say why? Marlene says unsure. Oh wow! So the Dow just hit 23,000. Woohoo! That's really great. I think is that the first time ever? Super Life. They just hit 23. I know, how nice. Hey, Maria Stella. Missed the weekend, didn't hear it. It's making me scratch my head, Sherry said. Yeah, and about Mitch McConnell. Here's the reason I'm thinking. He was saying that he's been friends with Mitch McConnell for a long time. Mitch is going to get things done. He really likes Mitch. POTUS knows exactly what he's doing and why. Catherine says, yeah, I'm wondering if this is just a way for him to say to Mitch, look, Mitch, people, if you don't get things done, you're probably out of here because people don't like you. And you'd better step it up. Julie, is that what you're kind of thinking too? That he's trying to light a fire under Mitch? Oh, I'm sorry. It's Bluegrass USA. It's Bluegrass, not Neil. I'm sorry. That's my mistake. I couldn't even see it. It's Bluegrass's wife. So that one with the mammogram, that seen some stuff on the mammogram. Pray for Bluegrass's wife and her recovery. God knew, even though I got the name wrong. So, but you guys now all know who it is. Mitch McConnell sucks, Robin said, because she lives in Kentucky. She knows. Yes, one more chance to do the right thing. I'm just wondering, when exactly Mitch is going to understand that he's on borrowed time as the leader in the Senate if he doesn't do what he's supposed to do. Is it that he's been there so long? Bluegrass USA says, thank you, everyone, for the prayers. I think POTUS was giving him the friendly nudge. I do too. Now, but listening to Bannon says, McConnell's going to go. I hope it's strategy. Can't fathom Trump trusting him. Vote him out. Life will be better for all. Don, I'm kind of thinking that way too. Yeah, and Bannon really made it pretty clear that he's going after Mitch McConnell. Mitch is old and needs encouragement. He'll be gone next time, Catherine says. Yeah, maybe with or without it. All you want for Christmas is Hillary locked up. No, I can't. So quit asking me. Hey, Teresa, good morning. People in Kentucky have nobody else to vote for. That's why Mitch has been in office so long. I was disappointed that Rand Paul really supported Mitch McConnell last time. And I know why he did it. I mean, it's kind of, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because he needed Mitch McConnell. He needed Mitch McConnell for, when he was a candidate for president. Also, please keep Monique in her prayers. She had a salivary gland removed 20 years ago due to stones and obstruction of gland, and it's back with infection and pain, so she's going to the surgeon today. She's very nervous, so please, everybody, pray for Monique. Monique is our YouTube person who watches every day. Monique, we pray for your complete healing. We pray for the surgeons and anybody else to look at it and find a better solution than surgery, and that everything could be okay. Spencer said Rand is nothing like his father. Everybody's praying for you, Monique. Thank you for the prayers for Monique, everybody. Yeah, I just, I would like to see Mitch gone. I'm sorry, I just would. Good morning. Prayers for those in need. Love this hour. Thank you, Jules. I really love it when you guys come in and everybody's so supportive of each other. We so much need that these days. Did you see Mitch's face? He looked like a choir boy. Catherine said, I don't know what it was, but Mitch looked different outside in the light. I don't know if it was just me, but something about Mitch looked quite different. Did anybody else notice that? I mean, it was a stark contrast. I have no idea. Miss exact need for Monique. Monique, yeah, she had surgery and something is 20 years ago, but now there's infection and everything else, and it's coming back, Jules. He was scared. He did look different. He did look like a little boy. He had that little boy look on his face. He's sick. How do you say that? What political? He looked like he got his hiney handed to him, Marlene said. Catherine noticed it as well. Dee noticed it. Somebody said he did something in his pants. Marilyn. Good morning, Daniel. Good to see you, Daniel. Please go back and, if you will, listen to the replay. A lot of prayers are needed. And Kim said it too. He looked like a younger boy. He really, really did. Did look more humble, Sherry said. And probably that's it. Hey, John. Glad you're here. Much shorter than POTUS. He is. Everybody's much shorter than Donald Trump. I don't get it. Everybody. Monique noticed it as well. Somebody else said Botox. Marilyn said maybe. He was falling down. Trump had to catch him. He had that look in his eyes like, I don't even know where I'm going, what I'm doing right now. Like a deer in the headlights almost. Need to wake up. He's one of the biggest rhinos in Kentucky, Robin said. He just looked like he was enduring Trump. Yeah, maybe. Mitch, Comey, Maxine, Pocahontas, and Nancy need to go, Carmen said. You know you have to laugh at these people. Exactly, you do. Hey, Robin. He was lost. His diaper was wet, Political said. Yes, that's why I noticed too. I was thinking more like signs of low self-esteem and or humbled about something, Monique said. Yeah, I mean, it was a completely different look. Completely. So it was pretty obvious. Now, there's some other things going on. I don't know if anybody's had a chance to read my article at SusanKnowles.com. His eyes looked a little bug-eyed, Sally said. Absolutely, Sally, I agree. Bannon hit him with a cattle prod, Catherine said. Could be. Good morning, Robert. Thank you for the flowers. He's right up there with Hillary, Marilyn said. Yes. He wasn't the big dog. True. I just saw the audio. We'll go watch, Julia said. Let's face it, he looked incompetent. He did, Catherine. He looked weak, really weak for the first time. I mean, we know that he's weak as a senator, but this time he really looked it. It showed on his face. Listening this morning, getting ready to go out for the day. Well, good, Robin. We hope you have a great day, and thank you for listening. What I was going to say too, on my article at SusanKnowles.com. It's about Kevin DeLeon. And if you have a chance to read that, please do. Kevin DeLeon wants to try and unseat Dianne Feinstein. Max said he had Mitch had a gun in his back. And Rhonda said, so what about bribery exposed? Yes, I'm going to go there soon, Rhonda. Maybe he was over. I don't know if you heard my show last night. Many of you probably didn't get to hear it. It was on Spreaker.com. It's also, you can see it at SusanKnowles.com if you scroll down. I had Katie Grimes on last night who wrote all about California. It's also, I put the show, I know, Carmen. I put the show in my the article that I wrote on Kevin DeLeon. I think it's a really good playbook to listen to because what's happening in California is going to sweep across the country if you let it. Every Democrat state, they're using the same playbook. I mean, really, if you want to see what a socialist democratic country looks like, just look at the state of California. No, leave that loser in Congress. We need her there, Catherine said. Well, she's 84, Catherine. Hey, Carol Ann. I'm not sure how much longer she's going to be there, but he's going to try to unseat her. As we found out yesterday in listening to Katie Grimes, he calls himself Kevin DeLeon, but he was, before that, Kevin Leon, kind of like Geraldo Rivera's, not really his real name. And I think that's to try to look more as a Latino. Not that he isn't, but he wanted to have more of an ethnic-sounding name. Yeah, I believe California could be very well getting judged, yes. Mueller was appointed to keep dirt under the rug with Clinton Foundation, D.C. elite getting kickbacks, Rhonda said. Feinstein, no, she's 84, Super Life. She's 84. And she's going to be like 90 when her, term's over if she stays that long in there. I mean, just incredible. But Kevin De Leon, you'll want to read about him and see how horrible he is. And one of the reasons that you do want to know about California and you want to keep your eye on California are reasons just like this. People who are local in California want to become a U.S. senator or a president or whatever. Yeah, she does need to leave Maryland. I don't know that she will, but we'll see what happens. The Democrats, there is a push for new, fresh blood. So they're trying to get rid of people like Nancy Pelosi and Feinstein. So, but please go read that if you can. Excited to see Kimberlin Brown running for Congress in California, Julia said. And also Tim Donnelly going to be running for Congress. Glad to see him back in politics. In Miami, you have someone that's running for office that has seen outer space. I know, political. I have that story. I don't know what you people in Florida are going to do in Miami there. Let me just briefly see if I can find her name. That was a little surprising in some ways, I guess. What was her name? Bettina Rodriguez Aguilera, who's 59. She's one of several candidates vying to succeed outgoing Representative Ayanna Ross Lehtinen. I can't pronounce that name, sorry, in Florida. She said that in 2009, she was saying that she was abducted by aliens when she was 7 years old, and 10 years later, it happened again. Real aliens, as in saucer-flying extraterrestrials, supposedly took her to their spacecraft and talked to her about a series of things that would happen. And there are 2, I guess, interviews that she did that are on YouTube stating this. So good luck with that. Yeah, that happened to you too, Marilyn. I know it's happening to everybody. Hey, Cully, illegal aliens support her. Well, we know that some type of aliens support her now, don't we? Because she said that she's been taken to their spaceship. Hey, Jamie, that woman is insane, Jamie said. You think? Robin says she's nuts. A lot of socialists in California are looking for a place to live. I hope they stay out of Texas, John said. Good morning, Mike. How are you? Well, there you go. A perfect candidate. I mean, don't tell her this, but she'd be perfect in California. They would probably elect her over that. What drugs does she take? Does she really need any, Catherine? It's like the spaceship must have hovered over Cali. I know. And they decided, hey, let's just go to Florida and see what's happening there. Hey, Gordon. Hey, Barbara, how are you? You may want to listen to the replay. We have a lot of prayer requests this morning, Barbara. Okay, so let's get to the story. Judicial Watch. Russian nuclear officials routed millions of dollars to the U.S. designed to benefit Bill Clinton's charitable foundation during the time that Hillary was Secretary of State and served on a government body that provided a favorable decision to Moscow, according to The Hill this morning. And so, basically, let's boil it down, that Bill Clinton charity eventually became the Clinton Foundation. But the time when he was his charitable foundation and Hillary was Secretary of State, and in a place where she could help Moscow, it seems like, perhaps, allegedly, she did. Russia bribing plot before Obama administration approved controversial nuclear deal with Moscow. Moscow got control of large swaths of American uranium. So remember that exchange of money. Hey, Frankie, you may want to look into that a little bit more, but more information is coming out. My question is, why aren't we going after the Clintons? Yes, this is Hannity's TikTok. Well, there it is, Russian collusion. If you wanted the Russian collusion, now you know where to find it. I wonder if Mueller's looking into this. Doubt it. Send the spaceship to pick up Nancy and Diane before grabbing Elizabeth, John said. Jamie said Democrats have a 10 mag round bill. It was supported from 85 other Dems nationwide, this bill. Oh, so they want to have 10 rounds in a magazine only, Jamie said, supported by 85 other Democrats. I'm not surprised. I don't even know if they've even touched a magazine. So Hannity gets TikTok for 9 months, nothing. I know, Super Life. I think part of that TikTok may have been Project Veritas, who came out today with another person, a New York Times 32-year-old senior editor who was talking about her bias in regards to President Trump. She had nothing nice to say. So you may want to go to their YouTube and check that out. We'll see what they do now. The Democrat is from California. Oh, my gosh, Jamie, you're kidding. Well, we don't go after Clintons because top FBI are linked to uranium deal. There you go. I watched. It was not great. Mueller was also involved with that uranium deal. So you might want to go back there and see that. Yeah, some of these TikToks turn out to be, you know. Hey, Joseph, good to see you. Catherine said, no, Mueller's a dirty cop. Now, Catherine, he's neutral, remember? He's not political or anything or partisan. He is so neutral. That's what we've been told over and over and over again. What I learned from Veritas is that CNN low ratings are untrue. Well, I think one of the things that Veritas is doing, Project Veritas, is they are changing the New York Times and their policy in regards to social media, because they're not able to come out and talk about their bias anymore, supposedly. Been fighting libs on Facebook, gave it up. Yeah, nah. I don't fight libs anymore. I just block and go. Carolina, let's see. Okay. Spencer said, no 10-round limits, no 1 more inch shall not be infringed, Spencer said. Time to repeal some of the nonsense has already been forwarded. The infringes on our Second Amendment. Yes. So, again, I've talked about Mueller. There's so much with him regarding the FBI and the ISIS connection, taking out everything and mentioning Islam in FBI manuals so that they wouldn't offend CARE and other Muslims. He was the one who did that in order that it be done under Obama. That's why I was late, wanted to try and explain. They end up calling you names. Of course, Barbara. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. They don't know how to just have a conversation. All right, Catherine, thanks for dropping in. Have a great day. So that's why it's a waste of time to even respond to liberals, and they're not open. If you find somebody that's halfway open, that may be more of a reason to talk to them. But if they're not open, block and go. Block and go. I don't know if you guys have heard about Dana Lash, and you probably know who Dana Lash is. She's a spokesperson for the NRA. She works for The Blaze, has a TV show. She has a radio show, very popular. She's getting tremendous, yeah, I know, poor Dana. She's getting tremendous backlash, death threats to herself, death threats for her children. One guy said he would rape her to death. I mean, it's just absolutely horrendous. So bad that she's having to move. She was packing yesterday and having to move. Say a prayer for her. She needs it. She's a Second Amendment advocate. Yes, she has to move. I don't know where. But say a prayer for her. And she's saying this is a reason that we need to have a Second Amendment rights for reasons just like that. That's the tolerant left. That's right, Frankie. Yes, please talk about Dana. It's they've been after Dana ever since she started with a new ad with the NRA. Yeah, she absolutely, that woman, as she is always ridiculed, and especially now, it is getting worse. She used to be, as you know, if you don't know, with Breitbart a long time ago, before Breitbart died, before Andrew died. She was, yeah. And I mean, she was tweeting about it. She had like 9 tweets and all the things that they were saying to her. It was just horrible. The threats are horrible. She's already attacked. It's her stock and trade, though. What do you mean? I mean, yeah, maybe that's what she does for a living, but I mean, that getting the threats, there's no reason for to threaten somebody and no excuse for it. I mean, you can't have a job and you're going to be threatened because that's what you do. It's ridiculous. I just realized you resemble, oh, really? Well, thanks, but no, I'm not. It's her relevance. Isn't Dana an NRA spokesperson? Yes. And if you guys could, we're at the halfway mark. If you don't mind, if you could retweet this and share it, I'd really appreciate it. I wouldn't mess with her. She's strapped and locked and loaded. Yeah, Catherine, she is. And I'm sure her husband, Chris Lashes, too. Terrible to be threatened. Yep. Sorry, I didn't say hello to everyone, Robin said. I know it's hard. Sometimes you miss people when they come in late, Robin. They just show up. Thank you for sharing this, everybody, on Twitter. I know. Dana Lash is good. Her show's glass. So Susan is pretty she who should not be named. Thank you, Barbara. Hey, Bob. Good to see you. Dana is a smart, beautiful, conservative, married lady. Yes, Sally. And that's everything she is every reason they hate her. Better late than never. That's exactly right, Jules. You better believe it. Let's see. Some more stuff. North Korea is talking again, of course. They're saying that, let me see if I can find the exact words of the dictator. North Korea warned countries at the United Nations on Monday, saying in a statement, don't join the United States in any military action against North Korea and you'll be safe from retaliation. As long as one does not take part in the U.S. military actions against North Korea, we have no intention to use or threaten to use nuclear weapons against any other country. The entire U.S. mainland is within our firing range, and if the U.S. dares to invade our sacred territory even an inch, it will not escape our severe punishment in any part of them. So there you go. You've been warned. Dana's just like me. Just kidding. She's beautiful, Robin said. I love Dana and think the backlashes and threats from the left are horrific. When I was living in Massachusetts, people were arrested for those type of threats. Do other states have the same laws? Vegas security guard missing. Yes. Funny, he went to an urgent care and they haven't seen him since, Jamie. Kim called Trump mad dog. Yeah. Where did the share button go? I don't know, Patrick. It should be there. Hey, Sue, good to see you. Hopefully you'll be able to share maybe after the show. I don't know. Hey, Miss Penny Lane, how are you? Now, this is some information on legal and illegal immigration in the United States over the past 16 years has the current immigrant population at a record high of 60 million, or 1 in 5 citizens, according to federal stats reviewed by the Center for Immigration Studies. 43 million adult immigrants have come to the United States in total, and when their U.S.-born children are taken into account, the immigrant community stands at 60 million. Using nukes to leverage their desire for free stuff in the world will be met with annihilation, Spencer said of North Korea. Thank you, Ms. Penny Lane. Security guard, where is he really? Betsy said. Betsy, who knows? Apparently not at home. They were saying in an urgent care, and some other people have said that he's somewhere in Las Vegas, being in one of the hotels. Rocket Man, blah blah blah. Sally said. True, Sally. So has anybody ever heard the 60 million immigrants? Has anybody ever heard that? I've heard none of that. Urgent care denied his visit, heard on radio here, Marianne said. So there you go. Nobody can really say what's going on, where this guy is, what the truth is. Not sure why he has a security guard in front of his house, that type of thing. Time for illegals to get out, Catherine said. What do you think is going to happen with DACA? I mean, we're still not hearing anything about DACA. the House, I'm hearing some rumors that the House is going to try to slip something through. Don't know if it's true or not. 60 million is a lot of plane tickets, John said. I have a feeling these people are not leaving. Hey, Jerry, good morning. I mean, I can't see deporting 60 million people. Not going to happen. But, I mean, 40% of those, let me see, 43 million are adult immigrants that came here illegally and then brought their children, another, almost 20 million more. So, if you have that chain migration going on, not going to be good. 20 million comes as no surprise to me. Chain migration will turn it into 600 million. That's what Spencer said. And I think that's the fear. Congress won't do anything on DACA. In other news, just heard the Dow is at 23. Yes, Robin, we said that at the very beginning. It hit 23,000. A record. Another record that no one in the mainstream media will really talk about. So with 60 million illegal immigrants in this country, the chances of them leaving are as slim to none. And as we talked about in the show last night, a lot of fraudulent behavior seemingly going on. Latest Jake and Paddock. Very interesting. All they do is say it's going to crash. Exactly, Barbara. Spencer is right. Sorry I missed that, kids. That's okay, Robin. Yeah, they are only waiting for the other shoe to drop. That's it. In the Rose Garden, everything was negative. Every question was negative. Everything's always negative. They can't ask a good question. It's always just kind of, well, why did you do that? Why did you say that? Why this? Why that? Nothing positive about all the things that he's done. There's a DACA kid that murdered a girl back east somewhere, but they're such great kids. Not, Catherine said. Catherine, that's on my website right now at SusanKnowles.com. It happened in South Carolina. A DACA, I can't remember how old he was, early 20s, I think, allegedly killed an 18-year-old. Her name is Diane Martinez Gonzalez. He took her into the woods, according to reports, and shot her multiple times in the head. Then he allegedly confessed to the crime and said she was spreading rumors about him. So, and that's the motive. Spencer said if we turn off the welfare and jobs, they will leave. And also don't forget the free medical care, Spencer. Hey, Sandra, good to see you. MSM has nothing decent to say about POTUS. Nope. Hey, Cooper, good to see you. Not at all. But yeah, that event, that murder took place in South Carolina. Stop welfare, Bob said. It totally would be a start. Robin said 666 sick enough of the illegals. I can't stand it. Now, somebody yesterday was asking me about the NFL. Okay, here's what I got to say. Some people who are saying they are boycotting the NFL have kind of gone back on that. Teresa said CNN article described a deportation plane trip back to Guatemala, saying most never committed a crime. DACA, the ones that are not criminals can stay as long as they have jobs and no welfare or free anything, Barbara said. How horrific, Monique said. Now, NFL, Sunday Night Football, ratings were up by 3% over last week in early numbers. The game drew a primetime rating of 10.9 out of 18. Despite the ongoing national anthem protest debate, CBS saw an uptick in the late afternoon games for the first time with the season high of 14 in overnight ratings, up 7% over the game last year. This isn't good. We have got to stay strong. I noticed that somebody on my Facebook page said, hey, I got to admit, I broke down and I watched the NFL. My thoughts are, which is more important to you? Your flag, your country, your freedom, or the NFL? I'm just saying. People are weak, addicted to sports, which is so horrible, Julia. I mean, when times get tough, are you going to cave on other things that are even more serious and more important to this? What happens when they come and tell you, you can't preach in your churches anymore? Are you going to go, well, are they still kneeling? I don't know if they are or not. They're saying they're going to. I'm not watching the game, so I don't know. I never watched in the first place. Teresa said exactly. They're lying about the ratings. Spencer said that could be not watching the NFL madness. Not me. NFL players should be fired if they can't respect this great country, Catherine said. I'm not caving, Sandra said. Good for you, Sandra. Addiction's hard to break. My husband is not so. Anyone can. Yeah, I mean, basically, you just have to make up your mind and go do something else. NFL disrespects the USA. That's it. Don't film the anthem. You see, I think not filming the anthem is a cop out. So if they're still kneeling down there on the field in uniform during the game, before the game, or anywhere around the field when they have their uniforms on and are ready to start playing, that should not be done. My military is more important than than kneeled. Yeah, I mean seriously. No, I don't like marijuana. Stand for something or fall for anything, John said. Why even have flags and anthems at the sports? Why even have sports if it's not about, the country and promoting the country? Senior Post CBS NFL ratings down 17%. Yeah, Cully, they're just saying it was up on Sunday. They're giving the Black Power sign, another terrorist organization, Catherine said. If we are watching NFL, we will never know if they even play the anthem. They are lying if we're not watching. Yeah, Gary, it'll be out in the news sooner or later. To me, they aren't related. Well, I think they very much are related. Are you leaving, Carmen? Or somebody else left? Oh, the other guy left. Going for baseball for far so good. So far so good. Yeah. Hopefully they won't turn. So the FBI released emails on Monday confirming that Comey did draft statements regarding the Hillary Clinton email investigation months before the probe was closed. So there was some question, did he, didn't he? But they're saying definitely. My husband and I will never watch it again. I don't care what they do, Robin said. If we are not, yeah, I mean, seriously. Mighty Blessed One, how are you? I didn't see you come in. Okay, Carolyn, thank you so much. Thanks for coming in. Hope you come back and see us again. The NFL is the black equivalent of the KKK, John said. Well, I'm not sure about that, but, some people were saying yesterday they thought the Louisiana oil rig thing was fake. You know, I don't know if that was just somebody trolling who said that yesterday. Hey, Rhonda, didn't see you come in. Um, Louisiana officials say they are still searching for a man who disappeared following an explosion with an offshore oil rig on Sunday. As I said, also, that was being filmed on Fox News Live. I know, Robert. Comey wanted to be the next Hoover. I think so, Betsy. Ray needs to investigate the FBI 100%, that Christopher Wray, Catherine said. I agree with that. 7 of the 8 people working on or near the rig at the time of the blast were taken to the hospital, with 5 of the employees in critical condition, and that was reported by One America News Network. So I don't know if somebody said it as a troll joke, which really isn't funny, but you know how it goes. Okay, Patrick, thank you. I will. And I hope you can share this later. If not, I'll put up the YouTube version and you can share that one, please. I just found, I had made some notes. The person who killed that young lady allegedly killed that young lady in South Carolina was 19 years old. It's probably one of the youngest DACA people I've heard of. So I don't know what she was saying, but it certainly wasn't anything to have justified her murder. Now, did you hear anything more about Cuba? Because I'm hearing that Cuban tourists now are saying they're starting to have the same type of symptoms as the people who were working in the Cuban embassy. Yeah, Spencer, I don't know if Halliburton, what they did as far as the oil rigging thing went. I have no idea. I haven't heard any more news about it. Whatever happened to disagree with each other, but it's okay. I have no idea. That went away, Barbara, along with civility, I think. A handful of U.S. tourists who recently returned from Cuba have complained about symptoms similar to those experienced in mysterious sonic attacks against U.S. government workers. The State Department said last Friday that several Americans who don't work for the government have reported similar symptoms after traveling to the country, but the U.S. government cannot verify the claims or any potential connection to the attacks, the official said. I mean, what is going on in Cuba? High frequency waves in Cuba, and who's doing it? And are the Cubans having those symptoms and nobody's talking about it? Oh, Claire, so good to see you. Sorry that you have to run. Why are people even going to Cuba? That's a communist country. Well, that's because President Obama opened it up and wanted us to go there. And you remember the wave that he did while he was there? John said DACA is unconstitutional. Oh, hey, Nina, good to see you. Yes, DACA is unconstitutional because it's, again, for so many reasons. It's a president that's doing something with immigration, making law about immigration. That's the biggest thing right there. The executive branch does not have the power to create law. That's only in Congress. They've had this wave warfare for decades. There's a virus in Cuba. Robert, there's some kind of high frequency stuff going on in Cuba that nobody seems to know exactly what it is. That's a good reason not to go. Exactly. That's on the top of my list, Catherine. The blowout preventer on the Deepwater Horizon had been hacked up so badly by the maintenance that it was rendered totally inoperable, Spencer said. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, if the tourists are going to Cuba, they're coming back with the same type of symptoms, then the Cubans are getting, they're going to have problems too. And I don't know why they don't. Either they're not reporting about it or they're oblivious to it. I don't know. Stuff conspiracy theories are made of in Cuba. Yeah. Sonic waves to kill Americans. Well, but Carmen, it's obviously going to hurt the people in Cuba too. So whoever's doing it is either not caring what they're doing or who they're hurting, or something unintentionally is going on. Whatever it is, I don't know. You got to wonder. I know. And again, when you have people that are coming back and they're not, they're tourists, they didn't work for the government. So obviously it's not just the government people that were affected. Now, I found this interesting. George Soros funded a study of white working class voters. Now, isn't it interesting? George Soros is interested in what white working class voters do. Now, why is that? Is he going to use it for some reason? They're like stuck in the 30s, Robert said. Yeah, think the same waves have caused maritime collisions. Yep, surprise, collisions. Surprise, surprise. Oh, and you know what? God love you, really. Russia used frequency warfare in the 40s and 50s. It's more sophisticated now. Can go through current electronic. Is it circuits or I don't know what that was. Okay, so George Soros. Here's what he found. This is according to an article in the Daily Caller. In 2016, Trump was the hope and change candidate for white working class voters. Now, some of this, we could have saved George some money, not that we needed to, but it's so obvious. Trump hit a very deep, very raw cultural and economic nerve. Throngs of white working class voters utterly detest Hillary Clinton. Computer screens, okay. White working class voters view themselves as hard workers who value honesty. White working class voters are sick and tired of political correctness and identity politics. They think white privilege is a bunch of idiotic claptrap. They strongly oppose illegal immigration, and the working class has been abandoned or exiled by the Democrats. Yeah, I know. Seriously, you needed to pay money for that. You could have just paid attention, George, and figured that out. I know. Hilarious. And he did a whole study on it. Your desire to be famous by doing this is really pathetic, but we'll see. A glass half full. Let's see. All three of the primary blowout prevention systems in the Deepwater Horizon BOP were DOA at the scene, Spencer said. I know, seriously. He could have listened to anybody and figured out that information. You know, Barbara, he's going to use it, I'm sure, in the next election. Because what he's going to do is he's going to take this information, he's going to go to the Democrats and say, look, whether you believe this or not, and they don't, we want you to talk like this. We want you to say that, you know, working class people, they're hard workers. Let's stop the white privilege talk. It ain't working, you know. So bad mouthing other broadcasters is pathetic. Glass half empty. We'll see you again later. Yep, anything for a vote. This same glass full 4 keeps coming back, so just block the person again. Obviously, they have some ability to get around. Yeah, you can't block it. Yep. But block them again and again and again, whatever you have to do. Glass half full. So, you know, watch. You'll see the Democrats starting to sound more like what they think Trump sounds like. And glass half full, you need to go fill yourself up with water. And so, you know, basically, you're going to see that strategy. You'll see it starting in California. You'll see it with if Kamala Harris, if they run her, and any of these people. Because what's happened is, you know, the DNC lately, they thought the way to connect with people was to glass half empty, to just go ahead and cuss like sailors at the DNC. Say every horrible word that you could say. They thought that was the way to get voters, and it's not. I don't know, Jerry. Obviously, something to do with either working for Periscope or Twitter. I'm not sure. Good morning, mighty blessed one. You were driving, listening. Good. Hey, Mark. Good to see you. So, you know, again, this is a good way to find out what the strategy is going to be. Do you think the Democrats can skate backwards that fast? No, John, I don't. But I think they're going to try to sound like that, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to try to sound like that. They think they're going to have the key with this information, but you know, I'll know that it's all made up, and they're not even going to do a good job at sounding like that. That's the thing, because they don't know how to sound real and genuine about it, because they don't really think that way and care. They do that with Republican president win and then show their true colors once again. Yes, the rhinos are very good at that. Oh, is that it? Is that what it is, Jerry? Changing the number and coming back in. Isn't it amazing? Like how much, I don't know, effort a troll will take to come in and say stuff. I mean, if you put that much effort into life and trying to do everything, it would be great. But obviously, yeah, I know, Robert. Boom. Obviously, they have nothing better to do. So, and not surprising they'll be back. Hello, Sarah. How are you? Multiple accounts. Yep. Yep. Good. Good to see you. Let's see. Now, Nancy's not here. This would be a good one for her to see. Thank you so much, Leah. I appreciate it. The Pope said that the world governments can end world hunger and the migrant crisis by halting climate change and military conflicts. So there you go. It's clear that wars and climatic change are a cause of hunger. So let's not present it as if hunger is an incurable disease. That's what the Pope said on Monday during remarks at the UN. So, world hunger, climate change, and the migrant crisis were interconnected and require the commitment of governments around the world to end each of these issues. The Pope is, yeah. Trolls live in their parents' basements, Robin said. Any backtracking will be seen as shameless pandering the minority vote. Yes, Spencer. But they're used to doing that. So, some other good news that the DOJ did. Yeah, the Pope, I mean, a lot of people I think have been very disappointed in the Pope. The Pope needs to stick with religion, Catherine said. That might help. He really is big into climate change. Is the Pope hungry? I don't know. I would say no, but he also said, if you do not work, you will not eat. The DOJ arrested 2 men from China in major opioid crackdown. Fentanyl and other synthetic opioids are now the leading cause of opioid deaths in the United States. It's killed 21,000 plus people last year. That's a lot of deaths, overdose deaths from fentanyl and opioids. Is the official Pope, no, the previous one still alive? I don't think so. Well, the most recent one is still alive, but he's not the Pope anymore. I forget what his name was. Bernard or something of that name. Pope has been very disappointing for many. There's something not right about this Pope. On top of that, I don't worship anyone but God. Pope Benedict, okay. Ratzinger? No, I don't think that was it, but I'm not sure. Maristella said the Pope is a globalist. That's for sure. That is for sure. He's pretty much a socialist. Can't be the German Pope. And also, the U.S.-backed forces have liberated Syria's Raqqa from ISIS. 1,000% globalist, Carmen said. So, lot of information today on the news, but we're not hearing anything. Does anybody know anything about when the next news conference is going to be for Las Vegas? Any updates on Las Vegas? Because I haven't heard a peep. Doesn't seem like we're going to hear much more anytime soon. Has anybody heard anything? No. Jerry says no. Okay. I don't think the sheriff is, I don't know, the sheriff seems tired of coming out. Hannity has something today, not sure what though. Okay. Nothing, Amber said. I heard the Pope saying in Italian, my desire is to see all the religions together under one. Woo! Yep, one world order, Maristella. That's, today is Russia, Clinton, Obama expose. Yep. Yeah, especially since the security guard is MIA. Yep. The sheriff does look nervous, but the sheriff looks really tired. Okay, John, thank you. See you tomorrow. Think we know something rotten in Denmark. Yeah, it seems that way. FBI shut down Las Vegas info and the sheriff from giving us any truth. Yes. Well, thank you guys for being here today. If you would please retweet this as many times as you can. Hey, Pamela, we're just leaving. Good to see you. Please do retweet this, retweet the articles, and if you get to come to God's Views on Political News today at 10:01 Eastern, that would be great. Thank you for today, for everybody, for praying for everyone. All right, Marlene, see you at 1, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you so much. God bless. Take care of yourself. We'll see you again tomorrow. Oops. Take care, everybody. God bless. All right, everybody on YouTube, thank you so much for coming in. We will see you again tomorrow. God bless you. Take care.